Have you ever struggled with the need or desire to control your reality? If you've never struggled with that, then this video is definitely not for you. But if you're like the rest of us, I've got a story for you. I read a fascinating article about monkey poachers in Africa. These guys had this strategy to tie sacks of food to trees, and they had a hole in them just small enough for a hand to fit through. So of course these poor little monkeys would come along and stick their hand in and grab some food. Suddenly the monkey would find itself trapped. Its clenched fist, now larger than the hole, prevented it from pulling away. The very thing that it thought would provide sustenance had it snared it. If only it could have let go, it would have been free. This example embodies our struggle with control. Our need to control often stems from a lack of trust in God. We are like the monkey, clutching onto outcomes we believe will fill us up, only to find ourselves held captive by our own desires. Our desire for control is deeply rooted in fear. And fear, in turn, is rooted in self-reliance. When we rely solely on ourselves, we're up against the whole world, and that's a frightening prospect. But if we can learn to see ourselves, as Jesus described, as branches on the vine, we can learn to relax and to trust. We can expand our faith in God and find rest in that trust. When we need guidance, we can ask for wisdom, and then find peace in the knowledge that God has promised to bestow wisdom on those who ask. But we must ask with faith, without doubting. We must believe that God gives generously to us and without reproach. Letting go can feel daunting. It can seem like a recipe for chaos, leaving us to pick up all the pieces. But as long as we think that way, we won't be able to relinquish control. In reality, our need to control ends up controlling us. It becomes a never-ending cycle. We become like the hamster on the wheel that keeps running and running but getting nowhere, trying to be one step ahead of something that's completely out of reach. Overcoming our deep-seated fear of the unknown is a challenge. Part of overcoming it is reminding ourselves again and again, He is with us, He is for us, and in our mind going back to a place of connection with Him, branch on the vine. Because God wants us to live without the burden of striving and forcing and pushing. He wants us to embrace and live out the words of Jesus, "My yoke is easy and my burden is light." In doing so, we can experience true peace. So take a deep breath and say, I'm ready to release my need to control anything or anyone to God. I trust God to guide me and others. And while I'm waiting to know what to do next, I'm going to relax and to trust. I will focus on the rhythm of my breathing, my heartbeat, and listen for God's gentle whisper. I'm willing to be present in this moment and thank God for all the wonderful blessings in my life that are here right now. And thank Him also for guarding my heart and my mind with His peace. Indeed, it is for freedom that Christ has set us free. So today, choose to trust and rest in that freedom and peace. It's always a choice. So remember, the next time you find your hand stuck in the metaphorical sack, it's not the world holding you captive, but your own clenched fist. The key to your freedom is to simply let go and trust God.